Welcome to the Loan Arranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I am the Loan Arranger. If you have any questions for me that pertain to real estate, getting a mortgage, refinancing your home, any of the above, you've had an issue with trying to get a mortgage, maybe you've had you're struggling in this market because it's a crazy market. Let's just be honest. There are way more buyers than there are sellers, and it can be a little frustrating for some folks out there. We're going to talk a little bit about how you can become the winning offer when you're negotiating a transaction, how you can make yourself in a position where you're better than the other buyers and you stand out. There are techniques that you can use. The problem is that your banks and your credit unions and your national mortgage companies don't offer these services. We're also going to talk to you about which type of loan appears to be the best in terms of a seller choosing which buyer to choose from. So we got a seller. They're entertaining, let's just say 3 offers, even though there's probably 10. Let's just say one of them is a conventional loan with 10% down. One is a conventional loan with 20% down. Let's do 4 buyers. One's an FHA loan with 3.5% down, and one's a VA loan with no money down. Which one do you choose? Well, most people think they're going to choose the conventional loan first, and they're going to go with the 20% down versus the 10%. Why? Because they think that that's a stronger buyer. They have more money into the transaction. Well, let's just break that down, folks. By the way, if you have any questions for the Loan Arranger, I've been in the business for 32 years. I've closed well over 9,000 transactions. I take calls personally. I help clients through the transaction personally. And I'm committed to making sure you get a great mortgage at a great rate under great terms, and we close smoothly and on time. That's my commitment to you. You want a great mortgage company, you choose me. I'm telling you right now, here's what you don't get with another company. You don't get me to make sure that the transaction closes on time. And when you get me, you get my whole team of loan officers. You don't just get me. You get me and a whole team of loan officers, not some person sitting behind their desk, maybe working out of their garage in Hoboken. You don't even know where these companies are from. They've got loan officers that they hire and they work out of their basement. Who knows? Anyway, I close transactions on time. So let's talk about these transactions. We've got a 20% conventional, 10% conventional, FHA 3.5% down, and a VA at no money down. All right. Which one's better? I have no idea. You know why I have no idea? Nobody has any idea until you find out how qualified the buyer is. Because just because somebody's putting 20% down, they may have more money to put in the transaction, but they may have all kinds of issues. Maybe they're hiding that they have another house to sell. Maybe they're getting a gift from family members and it's not documented. Maybe they have whatever. Could be any number of reasons. I don't think conventional loans, even though they're great, don't get me wrong, I don't think one loan is better than the other. The best loan is the one that fits the client's needs the best, because one loan isn't better than the other. It's if you got a high credit score and you got 20% down and your ratios are low, debt ratios, then I'm probably going to take you in the direction of a conventional loan. There's no PMI. But if you have a 620 credit score and you want to put 3.5% down, it doesn't mean that you're a less qualified buyer. If you're a veteran and you're putting no money down, it doesn't mean that you're a less qualified buyer. It doesn't mean any of that. Here's what it means. The client that's the best qualified is the one that was vetted, that truly has all their information, that truly is fully approved for their loan. And here's the thing. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think most loan officers, whether they work for a bank or a mortgage company, are a little overzealous, and they're not truly dotting their I's and crossing their T's when it comes to getting pre-approved for your financing or approved for your financing. They don't ask enough questions up front. They don't get enough documentation up front. Hey, banks are really scrutinizing transactions right now, as they should. They're loaning money. We don't want to go into the same issues we did in the mid 2000s. That was a disaster. It killed all of us. It put the planet in bankruptcy. It was terrible. We don't do that anymore. There is reasonable and responsible underwriting right now. So which loan is better? the person that qualifies the most, not the person with the most money down. So when we break this down, what type of loan has the most strict guidelines of any loan? Can you guess? Conventional. That's right. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, conventional loans are the most strict. They have the most strict debt ratio, can't go over 45 unless you're putting a lot of money down and have unbelievable credit scores. You might be able to push that to 50, no more than 50. Okay, very tight on guidelines, very strict on income, very strict on where the cash to close is coming from. You need more reserves, meaning that if you have another property, you have to have reserves on every property, 6 times the payment for every other property that you own. So you have to have a lot more reserves. It's a more strict guideline for conventional. Now let's look at FHA. FHA, most flexible. Shoot, I don't even have credit score requirements on FHA. If I can get you approved, you're approved. I mean, I closed a loan with a 561. My son, Chase, closed a loan, I think 511 last month. Client was putting 20% down, but nobody would touch the client. We got him approved and we got him closed. We got a 561 closed, 581. A lot of these lenders and banks won't touch you if you're under 640. Oh, and by the way, whatever credit score you pull up online is always about 35 points higher than a mortgage score. Don't freak out when you call and you go, oh my God, my score dropped. No, it didn't drop. A mortgage score is always about 35 points lower. All right, now we got VA, okay? VA loans. By the way, if you're a veteran, stop the car, pick up the phone, call me for purchases or refinances. I have been doing VA loans and helping veterans for 30 years. I will help you. 407-706-3313. 407-706-3313. Or apply online at webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. I'll help you as a veteran. I love helping veterans. Now, VA loans also pretty flexible. I mean, I've done loans up to a 60 back-end debt ratio for a veteran. 60%. There's no other loan that'll go that high. And you can put no money down. And credit scores are relatively flexible, much more flexible than conventional. Not as flexible as FHA, but flexible nonetheless. So a lot of great opportunity there. So which one do we choose? Conventional 10%, conventional 20%, FHA 3.5% down, or VA 100% financing. Here's what I choose. I always put my veterans first. If they don't qualify and you can vet them, and if there's some reason they don't qualify, move on to the next buyer. But why wouldn't we give our men and women that put their life on the line so that you could go out and buy a house, sell a house, refinance a house, have a job, drive a car, buy a car, exist in this wonderful country, regardless of some of the garbage we're dealing with right now, because of our men and women that put their life on the line for our country. That's what we want to do. So always give the veteran the benefit of the doubt. When the only reason not to choose a VA loan is if your property has a lot of deferred maintenance, wood rot, rotten roof, maybe not completely up to par, you're way overpriced. That's the only reason a veteran might be at a disadvantage there. But otherwise, choose the veteran. That's what I would do. I'm committed to my men and women, and I'll put my money where my mouth is too. By the way, if you're a veteran, you want to get a mortgage, don't go to your USAA, go to the loan arranger. He'll take better care of you. I promise you that. You'll get phone calls returned. You'll get my entire team. I'll help you get the transaction. 407-706-3313 for the loan arranger, 407-706-3313. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loan Arranger radio show and Cleve Loveland. 407-706-3313 or webringyouhome.com. Welcome back to the Loan Arranger radio show. My name is Bruce Woodburn, and I am the Loan Arranger. Today, I've got one of my very special guests and great friend, Cleve Loveland from Loveland Properties with me. Cleve and I host another radio show on another network, and we always invite you to tune in to listen to us. Also, we are on iHeartRadio together, Spotify, and we have a great YouTube channel if you miss us. You can always reach me at the station at 407-706-3313, 407-706-3313, or go to WeBringYouHome.com. Welcome, Cleve Loveland of Loveland Properties. Great to have you here.
Thanks, Bruce. Great to be on. This has kind of been a crazy first part of the year. Last year, interest rates dropped. Sales were big despite COVID having everybody, people locked down and in the pandemic. Sales were still out of control. The inventory got chewed up. And beginning in January, I started taking I put houses out for bid. And
right.
instead of taking the first couple offers through in the first 2 days, I would put things out for 4 or 5 days. I call it my market maker system. And inventories, literally, I got the inventory numbers here. And one thing our Orlando Board of Realtors does is gives us great stats on what's happening. And inventory for single-family homes is below 3,000. It hasn't been that low since 2005.
What would a typical market be like?
We've been hovering around 8,000 for about 4 years. Our 4-year average is probably like 8,000 homes for sale, about a 2.5 month supply, which is a seller's market. Anything below a 6 month supply is a seller's market where you should see slight appreciation.
You get more than 6 months, you're into a buyer's market.
And the one thing about this is what's different is everybody asks, is this a bubble? And it's not. We don't have bad lending. We don't have what we have now. I mean, the builders are what broke our back in 2009 or 2007 delivering all those homes, and they were for people that thought they were going to flip them, but there was nobody to buy them. And right now we've got ultra low supply, and the builders can't deliver. They don't have any lumber. Their prices are going up. We've got people, I think, coming to Florida. Florida's moving up. You and I talked about this. Florida we were like 20th as most expensive state in the union.
Right.
We're going to move up to number 15, 16. And I think COVID just made it a little more obvious. People saw that our tax structure is great. Our weather's great. We don't have our
governor's great.
We don't have an oppressive government telling us what we can and can't do. And I think that's kind of amplified it. So we're getting a little more expensive, but still 90% of what I sell is Floridians buying homes. It's not, half of it's New Yorkers. I mean, I see some of that coming in, but 90% of the time it's somebody else in Central Florida. They thought they were going to move in a couple years, but all of a sudden they can. They're like, oh, wow, our house is worth an extra 30, 40 grand. Let's put that down. We're still going to get a 3% interest rate and something in the threes or better maybe. And it's just fueling this nice market. And we've got enough demand out there. It's going to last us a while, but people still don't go crazy.
Well, it's funny because you specialize in listings. I know you have a great buyers team. Okay? Mm-hmm. You got a great buyers team. They work with your buyers. I close a lot of transactions with your team, but you specialize in helping people get the most money and help them understand how to position their home to sell so that they can get the most money for it. But when you're entertaining an offer, okay, and I know you love using my fast track program, but when you're entertaining offers, and what are you looking for to be able to choose the buyer? Let's just say you got a listing, you have 5 offers on it. What are you looking for? What are your steps, and what could an agent that's working with a buyer learn from this program on how to position themselves to become higher up in the winning offer?
Well, what I'll see is usually a lack of responsiveness from the other agent. Like, I'll have a bunch of offers and I can look at the price and I can tell sometimes they won't send the pre-approval letter or a fast track letter if it's coming from you. And I'm like, I need this basic info. And like, if the agent can't put together an offer like that, how's the rest of the transaction going to be? If they can't put together a complete offer.
First things first, I just want to dissect this so that our listeners can understand that. So the first thing you're telling me is that several offers aren't even really prepared well.
I'd say 2/3 of the offers that come to me don't have all the documents with them.
Which you wouldn't even entertain an offer if it didn't have a pre-approval letter attached to it.
I wouldn't, and I don't want to do my seller a disservice because that buyer may be the one willing to pay the most for the house or give the best terms. But sometimes it just kind of indicates to me, and then when I email people and ask them saying, hey, where's your pre-approval? And they send me something from, a credit union in Spokane, Washington.
Right.
I'm like, ruh-roh. That's probably not our guy. Whereas if I got a fast track letter from you and maybe that offer wasn't even the best price, but I can go back and see. And I'm looking for and then also, who's putting, who's not worried about the appraisal so much. They'll pay a couple $1,000 over appraisal. And that's the other thing. Let me say about this market. This isn't like the bubble. I had people paying on $300,000 homes. I'd had people come in and go, I'll pay $350. I'll pay $340. In this market, I'm getting about 2 or 3% more than list price on most things. I don't see people go crazy.
That's not huge.
It's not huge. And it's funny because when I had my market maker system, when I left stuff out for bid for 7 days, I'd have people pull their offers back. Other stuff would pop up and they'd go on. So 4 or 5 days is the right time that I percolate. I let it cook.
Right.
And sit it there. Whereas 1 or 2 days, I might not get all the offers, and I might get the couple they're both doctors and they can't get free except until the weekend, whatever it might be. But I watch and see what are the people saying. But my job, when I list a house, I want to make sure the offer that comes in, I've got all the documentation. If it's like pulling teeth, just trying to get the agent on the phone or get them to respond to an email, and believe it or not, there's still always the offers that come in from the investment companies, and they're just. They send you something for 66% of list price, and that's your doormat, your offer doors, and
you're not going to your doormat,
the iBuyers are not going to give you.
They're very convincing commercials, but I got to tell you something. You're not going to get. And nowadays, I'm hearing this other Mark Spain or something on TV, but they're not. Listen, if somebody's going to pay you cash, waive the appraisal, they're not going to give you full value,
and they'll do it without even coming to look at it.
Yeah,
but that's going to be 60% or 50%.
But if you're listen, if money is important to you, then hire somebody like Cleve. You can reach him at 407-352-8118, 407-352-8118, Cleve Loveland, Loveland Properties. I also preview Cleve as one of my VIP real estate agents on my website. Go to webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com, or contact me. I'll always pass you on to Cleve. He's a great real estate source, really good at helping you identify what you need to do and keep you from spending a lot of money on fixing stuff that doesn't need to be fixed. And you can just call me at 407-706-3313, and we'll guide you in the right direction.
How much time we got?
We've got about 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
All right. No, I just want to, the other thing too is getting a house ready for sale. And this is what's important. I have a 50-point checklist we go through. And I think the main thing, my rule of thumb is usually around 1 to 3% of the sales price of the home. And you can't believe how many people I've stopped, Bruce, from doing the entire new kitchen.
Right.
And especially in a market like this.
I wouldn't want to sell this house with this kitchen. And you're like, just sell the house.
Yeah, but they need to keep that money for the next home. Because they'll have more choices than that. Because I've had some people
Because you won't get 100% of your investment back out of it. Mm-hmm. Although you do recommend that you pay attention to the kitchen and the bathrooms.
It's paint, it's carpet, it's flooring, it's the front yard leading up to the front door. I had a house the other day. We're going to get a lot of offers on it. The yard was dead. We spent $1,000 on sod in the front yard. We're not going to do the backyard because once they're in, the inside of the house is nice. We're not worried about the back.
That's why I don't iron the back of my shirt, because I've already seen you. I'm walking in the other direction, okay? Just iron the front.
That's funny. It's funny. I got some articles here from Nationwide talking about how home buying is slowing down, but mainly it's slowing down because the number of mortgage applications, I think, is down too. It's slowing down because there's nothing to buy.
Right.
And the builders can't
build.
And
refinances are starting to slow down. You're seeing people that, took advantage of refinances when they were in the 2s. Now they're in the 3s.
Yep.
Some rates are still in the 2s, but it's the days of the lowest possible rate are in our rearview mirror. But if you haven't refinanced yet, it's still a great opportunity. Interest rates are still unbelievable.
I had somebody call you the other day. We did our client movie night, and this lady walked up to me and said
I've got a couple of your clients.
She was in the 5s. And I'm like, where have you been? I'm like, I didn't know to ask you.
It's unbelievable how many people just have put this on the wayside. 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. I am the Lone Ranger. You can visit my website at webringyouhome.com. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Lone Ranger radio show, and my guest, Cleve Loveland, will be back in 5. Welcome back to the Lone Ranger radio show. I am the Lone Ranger, Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. I've been in the mortgage business now for 32 years. I've closed more than 9,000 transactions, and I am still going strong, having fun, helping a lot of you folks save money, get a great mortgage, making sure I position you so that you are the winning offer in this crazy competitive market. Got a lot of techniques that we use to help my clients so that you become the winning offer. You know, I want my clients to win when it comes to negotiating a transaction. Other banks and mortgage companies, they just pre-approve you and hope for the best. That's about all they do. And then they wonder why you become, they call you and go, hey, how come you haven't gotten into a contract yet? Well, I'm still looking. I'm fighting against everybody else out there. Don't do that. Choose the right lender. Just call the Loan Arranger, 407-706-3313, or apply online at WeBringYouHome.com. Listen, if you're a first-time home buyer, I still love working with first-time home buyers. Okay, it's one of my most gratifying experiences is helping somebody that's never bought a home before buy a home. And not only do you get me as a loan officer, but you get my entire team. And my son Chase, who also bought his first home and is a licensed loan officer on my team, he's super passionate about all the programs that might help you to become a first-time home buyer and discover which type of loan program might meet your needs best. Maybe it's USDA 100%. Maybe it's VA 100%. Maybe it's FHA with 3.5% down. Could be any one of those programs. Will guide you in the right direction. There's conventional loans for 3% down, reduced interest rates, and reduced mortgage insurance to help you get into a home. All of these programs we offer will guide you in the right direction to the right program for you. Just call me at 407-706-3313 or visit my website and apply online. It's super easy. Go to WeBringYouHome.com. I want to bring back with me Cleve Loveland of Loveland Properties, one of my all-time favorite real estate agents. Also quite an interesting guy, I have to tell you, a funny guy, okay? He's laughing, okay? He makes me laugh all the time. He's got a great sense of humor. We also do a show together on Saturdays at noon on another station, but feel free to tune in to us on our iHeartRadio channel, our Spotify, our YouTube channel, if you happen to miss this, or go to WeBringYouHome.com. But we're having a lot of fun with our YouTube channel and our iHeartRadio.
We got a lot of people out there. I mean, real estate, it's funny because you got to watch the media. This is what I tell people. I've been doing a radio show I was just trying to figure out, it's been 26 years I've been on the air.
I don't know anybody that's been on the air longer than you have.
I was just checking. I think we are the longest running in the nation for forever. But the main thing I tell people when they tune into us to get their real estate and mortgage news, you can't, not that you can't trust what's in the paper, but sometimes people will see an article about how home prices slumped. Well, what was that article about? Was it about the nationwide market?
Right.
Was it about how inventory's down in Florida? Was it about the Florida market? Was it about the Central Florida market? You've got to always watch and we put things into perspective on what does this mean to you? And then you and I have jobs because we sit down and go into the one-on-one perspective of what does this family need with their real estate or with their mortgage. And that's why we have jobs, and you can't just buy a book, Real Estate for Dummies. I think there is a book like that, but that's not going to teach you everything.
Probably is,
but it's just you've got to have an advisor, a trusted advisor you trust for all your real estate. And can I do these listings real quick? I got some good example of what's for sale because these will probably, by this show airs on Saturday, these will be out for bid and probably gone by Monday. We'll have offers on these. So if you want to take a look at them, you can give me a call. I've got a great one in Lake Nona. This is North Shore. This is Gulf Front, a 5-bedroom, 2.5-bath home, 3,600 square feet. Master on the first floor, and it's for $538. You've got wood floors throughout, ceramic tile floors throughout, formal plan, lots of upgrades. These were nice semi-custom homes when they were built. And then you are Gulf Front, so you're not like on top of your neighbors. You're in a gated community in North Shore at Lake Hart in Lake Nona. I've got a great starter home. Now we talk about this. This is what I keep telling people to get in now. This starter home is $350,000. It's 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, 1,800 square feet in a gated community in Castleberry. This house, I talked to these landlords 3 years ago about selling. It's a 3-2, just a basic house, nice high vaulted ceilings, big master bath.
Right. Castleberry, good.
Beautiful kitchen.
703.
Gated neighborhood. And this house, I talked to them 3 years ago, we were talking $270. Well, now it's $350. So prices are going up. You're not going to, I mean, people keep saying they're going to come back down. No, they're not.
Going to come back
They're
down.
not. Central Florida's just getting more expensive.
Not when we're dealing with inflation like we are.
Yep. Uncle Joe gave us inflation. So $349.9 on that one. And then I've got one, if you got an office and you're in the College Park area, the Orlando area, I've got an office building, 2,800 square feet. Now, this is a renovated house. The front's been an office. The back is still like an apartment with a kitchen. Or it could be all office space. You've got 2 carport spaces, nice little yard. The owner actually lived in this house for a long time and then rented out the front. Really unique situation for $485,000 right by Bishop Moore High School on Edgewater Drive, but a great location with about 13, 14 parking spaces. Very well appointed, all redone. You can just hang your shingle and just move right in. So if you want to take a look at these, give me a call at 407-352-8118.
Yeah, or call me here at the station or at the office at 407-706-3313, or visit my website at webringyouhome.com. I'll make sure that we get you over to Cleve if you're interested in any of his listings. So it was interesting. We talked, Cleve, at the last segment about how the market's doing, what the inventory looks like, how to position yourself to become the winning offer in this super competitive market. Yep. So when you're looking at a group of buyers, what are you looking at choosing? What's gonna move the needle for you? What's gonna get your attention when you're looking at multiple offers?
Right now, it's flexibility, because sometimes the hardest part for the seller, Bruce, is if they're selling their house. The hardest part's where they're going, and they might be in the same boat on the other end. So what I've had some buyers do, and I've been able to get for some of my sellers, and I've had some of our buyers offer this, is telling the seller, hey, we'll let you lease the house back for a month or two with zero rent or small rent. And that gives the seller some flexibility, because sometimes if I have a bunch of offers come in and one of them is contingent on a home closing, I would never take an offer contingent on a home selling. Right. But even if that home's under contract in this market, I've got 5 or 6 offers.
Sure.
I don't want that contingency. They might not be the winning one. So this gives people flexibility.
So let's just explain that to our listeners, because there's a difference in having a home to sell and having a home to close.
Yep.
Okay, having a home to sell means you haven't even got it on the market yet, or you don't have a buyer under contract. A home to close means that you're under contract, and you might say, has the appraisal been done? Yeah. Has the home inspection been done for your buyer?
And that's kind of normal. I mean, in a normal market, we might not, I would not worry about that. But when I've got several offers, I don't have to take that risk for my seller. I might do that. But it's funny, because if you ever have a realtor say, oh, well, let's get your house, let's make an offer contingent on your house selling, and you haven't even listed it yet, you need a new realtor.
Yeah, you definitely.
I have
in
never,
this market,
in my 30 years, I have never taken one of those. I'm like, great, sounds awesome. Go get your house under contract. I'd love to talk to you then.
Sure.
And they kind of scratch their head and kind of wander on their way. Bless their little heart real estate, I call that.
Yep. If you have any questions, just call me here at the office at 407-706-3313. I'm the loan arranger. If you're looking to purchase or refinance, I'm in the business of helping people get the very best mortgage for your needs, whether it's FHA, VA, conventional, USDA, whatever it is, we specialize in it. I do every type of mortgage conceivable. I've been doing this for 32 years, one of the top ranked loan officers in production nationally, not only locally, but nationally. And you can get me on the phone. I actually return phone calls. Can you believe that? All calls get returned by the end of the day.
I'd say, Bruce, on average, your team rescues for me. I'll have a loan come in on our listings, and it won't be from your company. The other, I can't always pick the buyer's lender. And if there's any blips, or all of a sudden they say, oh, we got to change lenders, I'll be like, nope, we're not extending your contract. We're not going to let you do that unless Bruce gets to look at it. And you will tell me if it's a loan or not. And 99% of the time, you can rescue it. It was just done incorrectly.
Well,
but I don't trust that.
Or sometimes that is very true, but sometimes it's the opposite, where you'll bring me a deal and say, Bruce, this client's on their second extension. I don't know what lender they went to, and I give them a call, and I find out that they never qualified to begin with.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that puts the seller and everybody off. Questions for me? You would like to apply for a mortgage with me? I would love to help you. I'd be honored to help you. 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. Or visit webringyouhome.com and apply online right there. We'll be back in just a few minutes, and with a little bit more of the Loan Arranger radio show with Bruce Woodburn and my guest, Cleve Loveland of Loveland Properties. Stay tuned. Welcome back. We're at the home stretch of the Lone Ranger radio show. My name is Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. I am the Lone Ranger. If you're considering buying or refinancing a home, I am applying for the job. I can promise you, you will not find another lender that cares more, will offer you better rate, national lender. I'm in all 50 states. I can help you anywhere you want to buy or refinance. You call me at 407-706-3313. I've been in the mortgage business for over 32 years, closed thousands of transactions, and helped many of you multiple times. I'm so honored to be able to help my clients time and time again. Now I'm helping their families, their children, and even in some cases their grandchildren are now coming to me.
Yep.
You know, and I've got my guest here, Cleve Loveland of Loveland Properties, one of my all-time favorite real estate agents. He's been in the real estate business for how many years now, Cleve?
Over 30.
Over 30 years. Well, I will. And you've had your own show, real estate.
Got to be
show.
the longest-running real estate radio show in the country.
I think it is.
Probably in the world.
Probably.
Let me be brazen. In the world, I don't know. I have no. When I Google it, it looks like
there's one in China that might be on. I don't know if there's any real estate shows.
Does
in
Google?
China.
I don't know. When I Google that, does it translate over to China? Is Bill Bezos that smart?
I don't know.
Or Jeff Bezos. Anyway, but no, it's just I just love delivering. I mean, good real estate advice, and it's just something that I help people reach their real estate goals. And that's not sometimes you can't find that in a book. You can't. I got to hear what they want to do, and then we got to work out. Every situation is different. And I'm sure I learned something new on just about every transaction, and I'll be like, where'd that rule come from? Okay, right. How do we solve this problem? I mean, I've had some crazy stuff happen, and we get it done 99.9% of the time. And it's just, this is where you can't get it from a book, you can't get it from a website. And clicking on something a couple times or talking to a call center in India, you're not going to get good real estate advice. Or
don't even
advice.
Go there with me. So, I'm not about call centers. And that's what you get when you choose the Lone Ranger. You get, I have something, this is an anomaly. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've heard of this before. I have somebody called a receptionist.
I've got one of those. Yes.
You do.
It's amazing.
They answer the phone and they guide the customer, which is a customer, in the right direction.
Yeah.
So that you can get to me or my team, you can leave a proper message. They cater to the customer. What happened to customer service? I don't like being a number.
You can't get it off a website.
I don't want to be a number. Yeah. When somebody calls, it's like going to a restaurant and going, "Hey, Bruce, man, it's good to see you back again. How's everything going?" It makes you feel good. It makes you feel important. Well, if you want that from your mortgage guy, then call me at 407-706-3313 or visit my website at webringyouhome.com. You'll get service from me. But not only do you get me, but you get my entire team of loan officers. But you get return phone calls. You get answers. I have clients, Cleve, that'll call me and go, "I've been dealing with another mortgage company. I learned more in the first 5 minutes from how I should enter into my transaction than I ever got from my other mortgage company."
Yeah.
They don't spend time with you. And then you wonder why 65% of people that are getting mortgages get frustrated and don't close on time.
Yeah.
They don't get the right advice.
I know if I send you a customer, you'll say, "Okay, this is a loan." And I know that's just about written in stone as long as that borrower
the client doesn't lose
their job or go buy a bunch of furniture at Rooms to Go. We always give them their cardinal rules: don't move money around. Don't move
money around.
Don't buy a car.
Don't buy a car. And now my new rule is no solar panels. I don't like solar panels, okay? Now, don't call me up and go, "I love solar panels." Solar panels are horrible, and here's why they're so horrible, okay? Now, and I don't mean that the solar panels are horrible. What's horrible is the salespeople for solar panels tell you that there's not going to be a lien on your property.
There is.
And there's going to be a lien. It's a fixture lien. It's called a UCC lien. It's a fixture lien, and it's on the equipment, but it puts if you don't subordinate your mortgage, you can't refinance it. You can't, and it changes your loan to value, which changes your interest rate, which changes points that you would have to pay. It's ridiculous. I can't stand them. I get very frustrated.
And the appraisers add what? Have you seen what they actually add?
Well, it costs you $25,000 to $40,000 to get them, and you get about $2,000 to $3,000 worth
That's
of
it.
value.
That's it.
But
Yep.
but listen, the salespeople for the solar panel company will tell you, "Oh no, you're gonna get a lot of value from this." No, you're not. Now, I don't think that there won't be a time in our future that when everyone has solar panels, at some point, if all the new builders put them all in their homes, then it will become standard, and then it will be added to your value.
Well, here's what's funny. Some builders tried doing that, saying, "Oh, they are going to be standard on our homes," and the buyers didn't want them.
They don't want them because
They
they'd
said,
rather
"No,
have
I'd rather
the
have
upgraded tile.
the
and
homes are
appliance.
pretty energy efficient as they are." And they said, "No, I'd rather have better tile. I'd rather have a bigger house.
Right.
I'd rather have better kitchen
Amenities,
cabinets.
right?
I want some amenities. I want to save money for my pool." It's just not something we need to do. So, despite the people that would want us, driving.
Well, and listen, I'm not about not being energy efficient, okay? But although I do like to make sure I'm not a quitter, okay?
Right.
I like to
when
use
we build
my
our
carbon
our
footprint.
doomsday prepper compound, we'll get some solar panels out there.
Okay.
And we'll have all of our guns buried in a Con Ed box, and we'll have livable, we'll grow our own food and all that stuff, but I don't think we need to do that yet.
So we're going to have to grow our own food?
I guess if you're a doomsday prepper, I think you do. Raise your own beef. I don't know how they do it.
Well,
Anyway,
I don't know.
Real estate's going great though, Bruce, and I think everybody keeps asking me this. This surge we're in, is this going to come crashing down? I don't think so. We don't have any bad elements like we did. We had so many bad things going on. I remember when I had somebody flipping like their fifth home, and I kept asking them, "Are you saving any money? Are you carving any money off on this?" And you're buying what in the middle of the country for $500,000? And I remember thinking this could go very badly, and then it did. I don't have any of that happening now.
No.
I've just got people that
Not
want
with
homes.
the shortage of inventory and the immense inflation that we're experiencing. Houses are going to continue to go up.
Well,
in
the
value.
bubble was a lot of speculation. 2007.
Well, and it was a lot of bad mortgages.
Yeah, that too.
It was
Yep.
really bad mortgages. 407-706-3313. I want to talk a little bit about why you should buy today and what type of mortgages might fit your needs. So first of all, if you don't like the direction that housing is going right now in terms of price, you're going to like it a whole lot worse tomorrow, the next day, and the day after that. We're experiencing a lot of inflation. The cost of materials are going up, costing builders more to build homes, and there's a shortage of sellers. So it's going to continue to drive houses up. So get into a home now. There's still some great first-time home buyer programs. There's great opportunities for move-up buyers. There's great opportunities for investors right now. But for all of you folks that are renting right now, stop renting. Put that landlord out to pasture. And I say that because I got a landlord sitting right beside me in the studio. He's a landlord. He's got a lot of properties, more than I do. I'm a landlord. You want to keep renting from me? Great. Keep making me rich. I'm fine with that. But I'd rather help you get into a home. If you are an adult and you have adult children, help them get into a home right now. Give them a gift for down payment if they need it. It's better than the $50,000 student loan payments when they got to pay that back for the rest of their life and they're not even making enough money to pay it back. Let's help them get into a house. They'll make money on that. 407-706-3313 or WeBringYouHome.com or visit my YouTube channel at Bruce Woodburn YouTube channel or Lone Ranger YouTube channel or my Spotify podcast or my iHeartRadio podcast, all of which is available for you to listen to. If you missed me on the air during this program, we are here to help you save money buying a home and refinancing. If you currently have a mortgage, you're paying PMI, or you are paying over, say, 4.25%, pick up the phone and call me at 407-706-3313. I am the Lone Ranger. I promise you I'll give you the very best advice to make sure that I guide you in the right direction so you can save the most money and get the best mortgage for your needs. Or visit my website at WeBringYouHome.com. I want to thank Cleve Loveland from Loveland Properties. You can always reach him at 407-352-8118, 407-352-8118, or listen to our show on Saturdays.
We've got CleveLoveland.com. I finally got that name back from the Russian hackers. I couldn't have that website forever.
Well, it's
holding it ransom.
Good that you got it back from the Russians, Cleve. I'm glad to hear that. And if you are a Russian, I help Russians get mortgages all the time.
I help
too.
everybody. Yep. So
Right?
thanks for listening, and thanks for having me on, Bruce.
You're very welcome. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place.